Okay, it's time to be honest. Did some listening with these. Where to start? Well, first of all, I think Audio-Technica spent all the money in development on these on what's important. That's probably the best thing I'm going to be able to say through the whole review on it. Sound quality for the price is amazing. That being said, I think they sacrifice quite a bit on the build quality. They do feel plastic and cheap. I also don't like how the actual pad area does not swivel in like these dudes. It's the M50Xs. Here is their solid base. Got the swivel this way, they got the swivel that way. I think it is a bad thing for a company that designs something that's meant to be worn for hours to assume that everyone has the same shaped head. And I don't know what person they modeled this after, but they tend to pinch right here in me and slide down a little bit. This does not hold it up for me, these flaps. Another thing with these flaps, I can see the attractiveness on these as far as like comfort. It does, from like here up, it feels like you're not wearing anything. That being said, I'm wondering how durable these are. Now, Hi-Fi-Man, kind of the same problem with these. They have the pivot this way, which Audio-Technica does not have, but they do not pivot this way very well. And because of that, these aren't as comfortable as they could be. These are very comfortable headphones, but not as good as they could be. But to be fair, I think it's unfair to compare these dudes to these guys because we're talking almost twice as much as far as the cost. So those will be set over there. Now, I didn't expect the pads to be very good. They're kind of shallow. I don't know if you can tell in the video. They're kind of shallow. And they're kind of meh. The material holding them on, you can just tell that feels cheap. So those will probably be replaced like immediately. I like the big size though. And with the open backs, they always did that well. I remember trying a pair of the, I forgot which ones they were. They were the more expensive ones. They felt more expensive. They were all metal. I remember trying them in New York. It was the first set of open backs I've ever tried. I remember just the airy sound that they had. Like it sounded like the guitar. If you're listening to a guitar or a piano, it sounded like you're in the room with the piano player. These are the same way. They sound amazing. They're well balanced, just like you'd expect. Especially for the price point. They're in between the price between the solid base and the M50Xs. Now, I guess I'm disappointed with the build quality, probably the most. But the biggest sin that Audio-Technica has done, which blows my mind, is they did not make this cord detachable. And then on top of that, they send you a cord that's like 80 feet long, and the cord kind of sucks. That's one thing about high-end headphones, is they usually stink. The cord usually is garbage. The Hi-Fi-Man's cord is crap. The cord that the solid base came with, kind of crap. But on the solid base, the cord is detachable. More than that, it is a standard non-proprietary plug. The solid base. These probably get the second most use out of all my headphones. M50Xs. Detachable. Now, I believe the previous model, they were not detachable. I would not buy those for any price. I should have listened to my instincts with this guy. But at least with the M50Xs, it comes with a nice cord, even though it is a proprietary, stupid plug, which I believe is their standard. I think it's the Step Up. I forgot which ones they were, but the Step Up from these guys have that proprietary on both sides, but at least it's detachable, because we all know this is the first thing that's gonna go on the headphones. That being said, they sound a lot better than they feel, that's for sure. Maybe I'm being picky. Like I said, I don't know how long this is gonna last. This being plastic doesn't bother me so much, assuming it holds up. These will get abused, so it'll be interesting to see how they hold up long term. One other good thing about these is they seem to sound pretty good without a preamp. I'm not saying that they wouldn't benefit from a preamp, but I think they sound pretty good without it, just plugged into an iPhone or something. But like I said, since they gave you this cord and it's attached and you have to live with it, you're doomed to always have this cord. I almost would have preferred that they make it shorter, like maybe not 80 feet long. So then you get this all bunched up, which I remember with the M50X was a thing. I think it was totally a thing with the M50Xs. You'd see people walking around trying to make them like headphones you'd wear in the bus, and they'd have all this stuffed in their pocket. I'm not saying you'd want to listen to open back headphones in the bus, but as far as an entry level, in my opinion, for open back headphones, I definitely think these are great. It's just that stupid cord. It'd be so much better because you can replace the pads. As a matter of fact, I might get the brainwaves if you want to come back at a later date and see me replace them with the brainwaves sheepskin. That has become my standard pad. My go-to pad is the sheepskin ones. I have them on the Sandaras. Have them on all these other ones. I upgraded the pads. Pads for the M50Xs, they were terrible. Those got replaced. The ones that came with a solid base were better. They were better, but ultimately not nearly as good as the sheepskin brainwaves. So definitely think that the pads on these are going to last about as long as it takes for me to get the new pads shipped. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they just come off right there. Pretty sure the ones on the Hi-Fiman will fit, but I'm gonna do some research. I want to wreck these. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I think it is. We'll see. They're probably more of an accurate sound, I'd say. They're not a super boomy bass, but there is some bass. Could use some more in my opinion. But I really, really, really dig the open back. Like, they sound very airy. I like the size of them. This is the Sandaras are my first pair with that big circle, big round cup on it. My other pairs are the oval. I have to say I like the big round ones better. Who wouldn't? With the open backs, especially these, I just love how you have that. I gotta get this out of here. This is driving me crazy. That's gonna drive me crazy. I wonder if there's a mod you can do. There's gotta be somebody that's figured out how to replace that cord. How to get in there and replace it with just a standard port. There's gotta be somebody. Post a link for me in the comments below if you've seen it done. How is it done? How hard is it to do? But I feel like you're approaching 200. Well, I didn't spend $200 on these. The site that these were purchased on, I think they were like 90. So for me, I couldn't pass it up because I've always liked Audio Technicas. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for the, what is it, the 70Xs? I think those are the ones that have the removable cord. I think a few other upgrades, but I think the sound on those is basically the same. So the thing that drives me crazy about this is the build quality and the cord. And the funny thing about the pads, okay, we've established the pads are crap. The funny thing about the pads is you take like a cheaper headphone, like this one's probably cheaper than the open backs. You put just this luxurious pad on it, and I understand that the pad, you replace the pad on these, a lot of times you're affecting the sound. The Sandaras, I feel like it took a little hit. It took a little hit when you're going to replace the pads with the sheepskins. That being said, I feel like whatever you're going to lose in sound quality is not enough of a difference for to any kind of an argument to keep these old pads. These got to go. These got to get replaced. I've made my decision. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out how to replace these. Anyways, enough crying about the pads. I think the sound quality is fantastic. This stupid cord. If it wasn't for this cord, these would be awesome. That cord is like the kiss of death, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a later model where this is removable. That's my guess. But very well balanced sound for the price tag. Let me know if I'm being critical in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next time.